just so we can join everybody there on Facebook. Hello and welcome everybody who's just finding the live stream. As we just connect there on Facebook Live, it takes a little moment for the notification to come up for people. But do let us know when you finally find the Facebook live stream for this. Let us know with a comment. Just say hello. Let us know where you're joining in from. And if this is your first time joining on this, let us know. I'm just making sure I can get it so I can see your comments and your bubbles with your thumbs and bits going up there. Hello and welcome everybody who's on the Zoom. A lot of regular faces there. Great to see everybody again, and a couple of people joining along on the Zoom for the first time. So do let us know as well. We often use the chat section on this. So if you're on the computer screen, how to get the chat section up is hover over the screen, and at the bottom you get the speech bubble for chat, and it opens up a bar on the right hand side where you can kind of pop comments into the chat as we go along. And great to start the evening. Say hello, let us know where you're joining in from. Fantastic. I can see the Facebook one's just starting to get there, and I can see a couple of thumbs going up. Do drop us a comment and let us know on there that you're here. It also is good for me to make sure I can see your comments. Comments will appear here. Great. I tend to have to swipe at the screen like mad to get it all set up. But wonderful. We're all just arriving. We've got a few more people joining on the Zoom. Fantastic. Christine from Gisborough. There's Jill from Leicester. We've got people joining in from Montrose, people joining in Cambridge. Wonderful. We're all arriving now. From Denmark as well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. From Hearts. People joining in from Newcastle upon Tyne. Well, we're getting weather reports in as well. Excellent. See what the weather's like everywhere. Hey Phoebe in San Francisco. Adele in Edinburgh. Stuart in Dumfries. Wonderful. Derbyshire. Welcome everybody. Wonderful, wonderful. So we just give a little moment for it to arrive. If you're on the Facebook Live video, what's really helpful, just so that other people can find it, is just if you're able to click share. Particularly if you found out about this, I shared this the event for this in a few groups. So if you saw it in that group, really handy if you're able to share this video back there, so others who haven't been able to find their way over are able to kind of see this more easily. Oh, fantastic. We've got people joining in from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We've got people joining in from Kent, from Cumbria, Weston-super-Mare, from Bedworth, Cheshire, Berkshire, from Lincoln. Excellent. In Wales, in Lancashire, in Shrewsbury. Excellent. We're all very well spread out again. This circle going out far and wide. I think I might have pressed something on the camera. There we go. Brilliant. Brilliant. Well, as mentioned last time, what we're going to do with the two drumming circles we have a month, these have been running mostly since last spring equinox. So we're not far away from it being a year where we've been holding these circles, where there's been a couple of them a month happening. And what we're going to start doing now, starting from this evening, I mentioned on the last one, is that the first one in the month that goes on the second Tuesday, this one tonight, we're going to have a journey on this evening. And then the one at the end of the month is going to be more drumming circle focus, with the more rounds of drumming and a song in there. So we are going to do some drumming this evening, so it's great. I can see a number of drums there, those of you on Zoom, and people who are joining in at home on the Facebook live stream as well. You're joining in with your drums, or you're joining in with that drum beat that's going in your heart there. We're going to have a couple of rounds of drumming in this evening as well that will be tied in with the journey that we're going to do. So I'll explain all of that on here this evening as well. But yes, fantastic. Really good to have everybody here and see everybody here to join in with this. we're going to open the evening in exactly the same way as we do before, and so just a little bit of advance notice. If you tend to smudge, use incense herbs for smudging, have some of those ready, because it will be good for us to start and have that there for you, just to ground and centre at the beginning of the evening. Yeah, fantastic. Glad people are excited to join in with the journeying this evening. And for the journey, you know, it's good to make sure that you've got some space here where you can not be disturbed, where you can kind of really relax and settle into this journey. And if you're just listening in this evening and you're toing and froing, the Facebook Live video will be there for you to be able to access afterwards. So if you've just found this, or if it pops up on your screen and you have to kind of nip away at some point, this Facebook Live stream will be there available for you to kind of join in with afterwards and take part in. So that's great. We welcome all of those people who have been just saying hello while I've been chatting there. There's people joining in from Scotland, people joining in from London, from Wales and from Lancashire. Fantastic. Welcome everybody. And we've got a couple more people just joining in on the Zoom call here. Excellent. Welcome those joining in from Essex. All right. So where are we now time-wise? Great. Well, let's begin, and let's begin just by grounding and centering ourselves. We shouldn't kind of underestimate the fact that when we're going from one thing to another, busying around, you know, we're kind of still carrying half of that in our heads and in our minds and in our thoughts. So it's just good to take a moment just to take a step away from the busyness of the day, or the busyness of what we've been doing around the house before we started and sat down in front of this here. Take a moment just to get comfortable where we're seated. And, you know, really think about and feel into our body how comfortable we are, whether we might need to move our position just to get that little bit more comfortable. Maybe our feet on the floor a bit more square. Change our position in our seat. And when we're there, just bring our attention to our breath. And just take some deep grounding breaths down to our belly. Just breathing our energy and our awareness into our body, feeling those breaths as if they're filling a balloon there down in our belly, in and out. And if we work with visualizations, visualize those roots going down, out from your legs, all the way out from the root chakra, but down the legs and down through the feet and through the toes, going down into the ground and connecting us with the earth beneath us, pushing through the soil and the stone, touching the underwater streams. Really deeply grounding us, visualizing that tree body. And combining that with the breath as we breathe in from those roots, breathe in that energy from the earth, breathe that all the way up through your legs and your body as if that's the trunk of the tree. And when you breathe out as if you're breathing out through branches upwards, up to the sky. And then you can alternate that so that the next breath you breathe in through the branches, breathing in all of that white light from the heavens and sky above, breathing that down through your trunk and out through the roots into the earth, then breathing up that earth energy from deep in the ground, bringing that up through you and out through the branches to be caught and taken by all of the winds And then breathing in that energy from the sky above and the stars down through you. Rooted and connected. And if you work with smudge herbs, with the sacred plants for cleansing and smudging, just as I'm doing here, just lighting them to call upon and welcome in the plant spirits and ask for their blessings of cleansing to help us be centered and focused, to be grounded and present, to lift away anything from the day that we don't need, that would get in the way of us being present here this evening. We can pick it up later if we really need to, but for now, just clearing that away, all the way around your body as much as your flexibility will allow. And yeah, for the whole circle, I just will leave that smouldering in the background there. Continuing to send out those prayers that we ask of the plant spirits to help cleanse and centre and focus us. As we gather here in this circle, this wide circle spreading all around the world, let us call to the spirits of the land beneath us, this earth that holds us and heals us and guides us on our journey through life. Let's call to the spirits of the winds, those winds that have brought for many of us here, the cold weather, that have brought the snow, and those winds that continue to bring in the new and help clear away the old. That element of the air that is our breath. Let us call to the waters. As we just pass Imolc, we honour the waters of the sacred springs. We honour the waters of all of the streams and rivers. And we honour the waters of the sea. And that element, that how it works within us, that element of flow and how it connects us with our depths. And let's honour the spirit of fire, that fire of awakening, that fire of passion and creativity, of inspiration and illumination. As we welcome that fire, as we welcome the warming or the arising, the awakening that there is in the soil. It's a strange time to say that when most of the soil here is covered in snow, but deep within it there is that awakening. There is that sap beginning to rise soon. There are those bulbs that are just pushing through. Let us honour and call to all of our guides, healers, teachers, inspirers, spirit allies, all those unseen that work with us and work through us. And let us honour the ancestors, all of those of our bloodline that have gone before, those shining ones that have all the love and support for us. The ancestors of the lands on which we gather. We're a widespread circle here. Let's honour those ancient ancestors, those first peoples of the lands on which we kind of are gathering today. And all of the ancestors of our spiritual heritage. All of those seers and healers and keepers of the sacred crafts that have shared it in such a way that we can continue to connect with it now, to continue to connect with the sacred here with the drums. And this evening, as we connect with the spirit of the season, as we connect with this awakening spring, let's call to the spirit of the land. Let's call to the spirit of the change, the changing season. Let's call to that spirit of awakening. Let's call to that spirit of rebirth. Let's call to that spirit of new growth and new beginnings. And so for all of us here in this circle, let's call to the spirits of the north, of the east, and the south, and the west. And we ask the circle to be blessed. And to the earth below and sky above, fill the circle with purest love. Blessed be. And blessed be, Aho, Amen. Whatever's right for you, do end your prayers with whatever's right. I often will close with blessed be. It's just how I work, but whatever's right for you, you work with that. Okay. So for the few people who have just arrived, just so we know, the plan for this evening is we're going to be having a journey tonight. So we will have a round of drumming beforehand, so you can either join in with your drum or connect in with an open heart to this round of drumming with the prayer and intention that we have for it. And we'll then be doing a journey in the middle to connect with the spirit of the season, and I'll explain all of that and kind of so you can prepare for that. And as I mentioned, if you're not able to stay for the whole thing for the journey, it's best not to stop and start, but know that the recording on Facebook will be here afterwards. But you can stay to enjoy the drumming and join in with the drumming. And then we'll be having a round of drumming at the end there. Again, tied in with the journey, but just to close the evening. So our opening round of drumming usually is what we kind of refer to as our unity round. And it's going to be somewhat of the unity round as well tonight, this connecting. But I want us particularly to focus in that connection with those unseen guides, spirit allies that work with us. They may be ones that we know already. There may be ones that we work with and that we've journeyed with many times and connected with many times. There may be ones that we don't know, and that we're just going to call those spirit allies to be there for us this evening and to connect in with us this evening. And it may be that you get a sense during this first round of drumming of what that spirit ally or spirit guide is that's coming close. For people who kind of work regularly with this, it's a feeling or a sense that you start to get familiar with, to the point that, you know, when a particular guide is there with you, or a particular spirit ally is there working with you, you get a real sense of what it is. And it might be something visual that you see clearly. It might be something that you feel, you know, the feel of that particular guide or spirit ally there with you. That becomes very personal between you and the guide. So this is an online event, so there's going to be a real mix of experience here. And so I'm just going to keep on explaining that kind of bits there for people who are newer to this, to hold those who are newer to this. But we're going to have this first round of drumming then just to call to those guides and spirit allies that work with us. Okay? So joining in with your drum, or joining in with your open heart with that intention to connect with and call to your guides and spirit allies. I'll begin a round of drumming. Join in at home or tune in here. drum beats just continuing to echo out, to call out to those guides and allies that we're wanting to work with this evening. And yeah, just coming back to yourself and to your breath. Again, just bringing yourself just a bit deeper with your breath down to your belly. Might want to move your body a little bit. Look around the room, find something to focus on. If you've got a drink to sip on, just all that helps just to bring yourself back. Yeah, I can see most faces on the Zoom screen there of people back. Give us some jazz hands, let us know that you're there. Excellent. For those who are not showing their cameras, just pop in the comments, let us know that you're back. And brilliant, I can see people on Facebook, either with the bubbles going up the side or with in the comments with just letting us know that you're back there. Oh, thanks, I can see a hand on Zoom as well. Excellent. Wonderful. And if you're still just finding yourself coming back, that's all a very important skill to develop as much as anything, you know, the being able to reground and recenter between these. We talk about kind of the walking between the worlds within the within kind of shamanic practice of having a foot in each world and being able to go deep and connect in with whatever energies you're looking to connect in with to get whatever guidance you're wanting to get. You can deep dive there, but then be able to step back to here and be able to do that movement backwards and forwards with ease is one of the main skills to develop here. So this grounding in between is just as important a skill to practice, of just breathing a bit more deeper into your body. Deeper you can go with the breath. Imagine you're inflating a balloon in your belly. All of that's just really grounding there. You know, feeling your legs, moving your body a little bit, looking around the room, finding something to focus on, to really bring yourself back into this space. Thanks those on Zoom who persevered with that. There's a setting that I have to do on the Zoom, and I'd set it before, then when I changed the microphone I hadn't reset it, so the sound would have gone a bit funny for you at the start. So thanks those couple of people who messaged about it during. Was it okay for the second half of the drumming, say? Yeah. There's a couple of people who noticed when it went out and messaged then. Alright. So the reason why we've done that first round in connecting with the guides and allies is because those guides and allies are going to be there when we go on this next journey. And they're going to join us on that next journey. And the focus of this journey is for connecting in with the spirit of the season. Connecting in with the wisdom and medicine of the land at this time of the year and what it's got to share with you. It's one of the main things that I've taught over the years within any of the courses or workshops or retreats that I've done is how we connect in with what's going on in the seasons, the rhythms of nature and the cycles of nature that go on within the land, because we live lives, most of us on here, that are so separate from those, where we don't necessarily, you know, our room temperature may be roughly the same throughout the year, and we don't notice the rise and fall that there is within the, temperature-wise and within the seasons. You know, the light and dark, we don't notice quite so much because we've got lots of light indoors. We go from our houses into air-conditioned cars, onto air-conditioned offices and things, and all of that really feeling and breathing the air outside is something that over generations we've got less of in society. So one of the real things of bringing us back into connection with the land, with the natural world that we are a part of, is acknowledging that although our lifestyles may have shifted from that, all of those natural cycles still move within us. That what is going on in terms of daylight wise in those cycles throughout the seasons is going on within us. What is changing and moving within the land goes on within us. And you know, we're here at this point coming out of winter, and we may all start be talking about or thinking about plans and ideas that we've got for the year, for goals that we're wanting to achieve or new projects that we're wanting to start. I imagine for many of us, this is maybe different to normal years or previous years, and even last year. At this point, we weren't aware of kind of what was going to be changing in terms of lockdowns and things like that. So, there's a lot of that which has maybe changed our perspectives on some things. But despite the fact that, we are, those in the UK, in lockdown and mostly indoors, what is going on in the land at this time, despite the snow confuses things a little bit, but what's going on in the land is all of these bulbs starting to rise and push up through the soil. Imbolc, the ceremony a couple of weeks ago, was, is at the time of the year that is characterised by these snowdrops coming up through the ground. And as we move forward into kind of the next month, we're going to be starting to see all the daffodils. We're going to be starting to see more blossoms on the trees in the next couple of months. All of that is to do with this energy of awakening and unfolding. And it's at the time of the year, maybe more in a couple of weeks' time, where as the sap starts to rise on the trees, we feel that energy rising in us. We feel that awakening within us. And so this journey this evening is to connect in with the spirit of the season, to find out what it is that is, what strength we are needing, what guidance we're needing, what energy we're needing at the moment to help whatever that is that it's awakening for us. So we're connecting with the spirit of the season to get some guidance or to receive some strength or energy that we're needing at this time of year for whatever is awakening. And that may be something that as a plan of, I want to do this, this is something that I'm wanting to start now. Or it may be just, what is this natural unfolding energy for you at the moment? We're going to go for some guidance and to receive the gift of some strength and some energy for that in this journey. So what I'm going to do now is just explain a bit about how I'll do the journey and what my suggestions are for you. And there may be some people on here where you've maybe heard of journeying before and done something that you think is a journey before, and this will just help to clarify what I'm doing here in terms of a journey for you and how to work with that at home. I suggest you make sure you're going to be comfortable for the next 20 odd minutes, where you can sit comfortably, lay comfortably, maybe turn the lights down a bit as well, because when we do the journey, I'm going to explain what to do beforehand, but when we start, I will be drumming and you will be going on that journey internally in your own inner visual space or felt space, and I won't be talking you through it as we do it. So when we do the journey, you relax and lay down, the drumming begins, and you go on the journey, as I'm going to kind of suggest and give a bit of direction for now. What I do with the drumming during the journey is I begin with the journeying beat. And that journeying beat will start off, I'll probably start off softly, but it will just carry on maintained at that level, at that kind of that beat and at that rhythm for a shamanic 10-12 minutes. Roughly, I can't necessarily see the clock quite so much. So a shamanic 10-12 minutes. And then when it comes to the end, when it comes to let you know that I'm bringing the journey to an end and to remind you to kind of start making the journey back, you'll hear me do what I call as a callback. The drum beat will stop. Then you'll hear 4 beats of 4. Those 4 beats of 4 are to let you know that we're going to be bringing it to an end now. And you can say your thank yous for anything you've experienced, to any beings or energies that you've met in that journey, receive any gifts that you've been given. And then the drum beat will start picking up faster and faster and faster and faster to help propel you back from the journey. And my suggestion with this, I'll kind of talk about the kind of suggested visualization in a minute and kind of how that relates to the drumming. But then your journey back as that drum beat gets faster and faster and faster and faster to return you back to the beginning, to bring you back from the journey. For this one, you don't drum. Thanks, Nicola, I see your question there. For this one, you don't drum. Just lay down and listen to the drumming, and kind of connect with that rhythm and go on that internal journey yourself. And I'll be doing the drumming for you for it. My suggestion within the journey is that as at the start, I will talk you through a bit with your breathing. And as the drum beat begins, as we hold at the start there, I'll be leaving you kind of to, we'll be holding I'll talk you through some breathing. We'll be a reminder of what the intention and what the focus is of this journey. And then the drum beat will begin. And for that, as the drum beat begins, I'll be inviting you to visualize visualize a tree. Sorry, I was reading comments at the same time. I'll be inviting you to visualize a tree there, to see that tree, and as the drum beat starts, to move to that tree and go into that tree and go down through that tree, through its roots, down through the earth, and keep on going with that until you arrive somewhere. And you'll arrive in a place, in a landscape, where with your guides with you, you'll go to meet the spirit of the season in whatever way it will appear, whatever that kind of spirit of the season, how it will appear for you. And as I say, I'll keep that journeying rhythm going then for the shamanic 10-12 minutes for you in that space to connect with whatever message there is, or whatever gift or strength there is for you from the spirit of the season, for you where you are in your journey at the moment. And it's your chance to ask any questions as well. If you're wanting guidance and direction, you can ask any questions in that space as well. When it's time to come back, as I say, I'll let you know with the 4 beats of 4 to let you know that we're coming back from the journey. And as the drum beat then picks up faster and faster and faster and faster, you come back up that tree root, back up through the tree root, back up through the earth, back up through the tree, and out of the tree, back to the start. Okay? That's the intention for the journey and the suggestions with the visualization. And I know there's some people on the call here this evening who are quite experienced with journeying. You do what you know works for you in terms of journeying for yourself. If that kind of varies or differs from what I've described to you, that's what I'll be doing with the drumming. But you do what works for you. But for those who are newer of journeying, that's my suggestion. As the drum beat starts, visualize the tree, go into and down through the tree, arrive where you arrive to connect with the spirit of the season, and to receive whatever guidance or gifts that you need, whatever strengths or energies that you're needing at this time. And when we get to about 10-12 minutes, I'll let you know that we're coming to bring you back with the callback. 4 beats of 4 will let you know that, and the drum beat will pick up faster and faster and faster as you journey back up through the tree. So that's what we're going to do. So I invite you now to get comfortable if you haven't already. Some people prefer to lay down for journeys. Some people like to really drop the lights down low so there's no distraction over the back of the eyes. Some people like to find a scarf and cover up the eyes as a blindfold. But whatever you do there, just finding yourself in a position that's comfortable. And I'm going to again invite you to bring your attention to the rhythm of your breath. There's no need to change it or affect it in any way this time. Just notice that rhythm of your breath and all parts of that rhythm of the breath as the breath comes in. That moment as your lungs just hold the air there before the exhale. And that little moment of stillness before the next breath comes in. Just feeling that steadying, calming energy of your breath. Noticing the gentle rise and fall of your shoulders or of your chest as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Feeling that calming all across your body. Just with each exhale, just settling you or relaxing you a little bit deeper into wherever you're sitting or laying. And holding the intention for this journey in your mind and in your heart to connect with the spirit of the season, to receive whatever guidance or strength that you're needing right now. As I begin the drumming, I invite you to journey down the tree, to arrive wherever you'll arrive. And I wish you all a happy journey. Just letting your breath bring you back now. Just breathing ever more deeper into your body. Breathing right down to your fingertips and your toes, just to really bring yourself back. All the way back to here, to now. Right into your body, feeling your fingertips and your toes moving. Moving and flexing your back. Really having a good look around the room. Just to really focus yourself back here. Having a sip of water if you can. Just let us know when you're back. Either by thumbs and jazz hands. Pop a comment in the comment section. Send up a bubble. And if you're still just coming back, just really focus on that breath. Just give yourself a good amount of oxygen. Right down, breathing deep, really filling those lungs. Just to really bring yourself back there. And yeah, just moving your body helps. And great, I think I can see lots of comments and lots of thumbs coming in. Superb. Now what's always great suggestion is if you have a bit of paper handy and you're able to jot down anything from the journey that really stands out to you. Good to make some notes there. In terms of popping bits in the comments, I always think journeys are very personal, and so there's a lot of things that you may just want to keep and process yourself and sit with a little bit yourself, so making those notes are fine. But if there's anything you did want to share in the comments, please feel free to. If there's anything you wanted to discuss with me personally about the journeys, on the Facebook page, drop me a message and I can get back to you on the Facebook page if there's any personal questions that you've got from the journeys. But I'm seeing it come back to life on there, so I will take it that most people, those people who have taken part are all back there. Fantastic. All right, yeah. Yeah, good opportunity to journey in and connect in with that guidance and wisdom and strengths that we're needing at the moment. Super. So I'll just give a little bit of a time. I'll undoubtedly fill it, but we'll give a little bit of time for people if anyone's wanting to write down any notes or anything like that. Bless you, Samantha. There's a message there just to remind people about PayPal. If people are able to contribute anything for this evening, there is a paypal.me link in the Facebook blurb there, which is there if you're able to send any donations. It's not compulsory. This is a free evening, but I'm free on these evenings because I'm not able to be out and about doing workshops and bits and pieces. So in the absence of workshops, if people are able to give a donation on the PayPal link, that is really much appreciated at this point. And thanks to those people who do often kind of join on these and do kind of send a donation. I'm very, very grateful for those. The other links that I've got on the Facebook blurb are relevant for this evening. So if people are wanting to work a bit more with shamanic journeying, there is I can't remember how many weeks it is. I think it's a 5-week shamanic journeying course that I've recorded and is up on the Ancient Roots online courses page. And it's got a series of videos that explain different parts of the journey and then lead on to practices to work with working on ways where you can drum journeys for yourself, where you can journey in different ways, and journey to the different worlds of this kind of the shamanic cosmos, as it were. I think it's about a 5-week journey, and there's a lot of extra journeys on the end there to take part in. There's the link on the page there for that. So people who have done a bit of journeying and joined on this evening, but are wanting to develop that as more of a practice at this time, particularly while we're at home, and you know, it's those opportunities where we can connect in with that wisdom through the journey that we go on ourselves. That course link is on the Facebook blurb there as well. Thanks. There's a couple of people who have been on the course before and popping in the comments that they can recommend the course there. That's one that is a recorded one, so you can do that in your own time, and it's got all of the journeys recorded so that you can kind of listen to those through the headphones to take part in. The other one that I've got details on is one that is starting towards the end of this month, starting on the 24th of this month, so the day after the next drumming circle that we have, which is the Spiritual Rewilding course, and that's spread over 8 weeks, and that's working with specifically to do with this sense of reconnecting with natural rhythms, reconnecting with the spirits of the land, working with different ways and practices, so we can have a bit more of a grounded spirituality that is able to be more in tune with what's going on out and around on the land. So there's a number of different practices that I'm going to be sharing over those weeks, all that you can then go and implement during the time of the course, and we can come do some consolidation at the end with what ones you've tried and what you've got from each of those. That, as I say, is starting on the 24th of February, and the blurb for that is on the PayPal, is on the Facebook blurb. I'll pop someone's just asked about the PayPal one here. I was trying to find the PayPal link. If I just type it in here, that should be easy enough. It is paypal.me/Heron Drums. It's there. Yeah, paypal.me/Heron Drums is what that one is. So all of those details are on there. We've still got another round of drumming this evening, but yeah, just letting you know about the other things. I think the next date is the 23rd. Yeah, so it's the 23rd is the next drumming circle that we have here online, and 24th is when the course date starts. The other thing that some of you may have seen the news about, I did mention it in newsletters and on the Facebook page, is, you know, people who've been following my work over the last few years know that I'm involved in a lot of environmental campaigning and activism, and for my involvement in protests a couple of years ago, I am on trial this week. I'm in court to answer charges or defend against charges for my involvement in protests, and I've asked if people want to, are able to, are free to. It's just hold me in your mind and thoughts on Thursday, whatever point that you can. And it seems really quite apt for this group here, if you've got your drum handy, to also drum some energy in that direction. Just it's kind of will help to know that I'm being kind of held in people's thoughts. Ask what time the trial is starting at 10 o'clock, if it's on time, and you know it may take all day. What we're hoping, or what kind of the ideal scenario would be, is that, you know, a judge will see it and see that it's absolutely stupid to be charging environmental protesters while all of the mess is still going on, and they'll throw it out straight away at the beginning of the day. That would be ideal, but you know, we'll see how it goes for the rest of the day, and I may get my chance to say my bit there in London. So that's, I'll probably, there is already a reminder on the Facebook page about that. It's got some more of the details with that to do with Thursday. I think that's all of the updates for later on in the for things for later on in the month. But for this evening, let's close this evening with a round of drumming. And what I what I felt important to do is, if we've connected in with the spirit of spring, thanks everybody who's sending all of these messages. I can see all of the kind of the good luck messages, and my shyness has sort of kind of looked away from them and looked to run on with the rest of the evening. But yeah, thank you all who are sending the messages on there of good luck. It does mean a lot to know that I'm being held in your minds and in your hearts throughout all of this. You know, we sort of know what we're getting into, but it doesn't mean it's not entirely stressful as we get to it at this point. So to know that we've got loads of people behind us supporting us and sending love and strength does really, really make a difference. So thank you everybody who's popping messages on there, and everybody who's kind of holding us in their thoughts this week. Yeah, what I thought for the last round of drumming was, as we've connected in with our guides, as we've connected in with the spirit of the season to ask for guidance and direction and strength, that the last round of drumming be around for gratitude, and we can send gratitude to the land, to the season, the spirit of the season, to all of those unseen that work with us, as a giving back in that way. So grab your drums again, and those who are joining in with their hearts rather than their drums, just tune in with this energy of gratitude. And so as the drums ring out and as all our hearts sing out with gratitude to the spirit of the season for what it shared with us this evening, and we also send that gratitude to all of those unseen that have been with us this evening, that have held us this evening, to the spirits of all the directions, of all the elements, all of those guides and spirit allies, to all of those ancestors, all of those unseen that have weaved their energy and their magic in and throughout everything that's been experienced and connected with this evening. We honour you and we thank you. And may you continue those strengths, that guidance, may that continue to be there for us in the coming days and weeks and months, as all of these new shoots, new bulbs start to grow and emerge, as this energy starts to arise in us in this season. May we have that guidance and that strength that you shared with us this evening. So for all this, we say thank you, thank you, thank you, and blessed be. And thank you to everybody who's joined this evening from this wide circle spreading once again all around the world. Many different countries here, or many different countries and lands where people are joining in from this evening. So thank you all very much for joining. A reminder again, if anybody wants to message me about their journeys and talk about their journeys that they've had, please do drop us a message on the Facebook page. I'll find the links, if they're not clear there, to some of the bits that I've been talking about this evening. Keep your drums handy for Thursday. So if Thursday morning at some point you're able to pick up your drums and drum some love and strength towards London City Magistrate Courts around 10 o'clock, that would be much appreciated. And I'll keep you updated or posted as best I can in one place or another about things there. The next time we'll be here for the drumming will be on the 23rd of February, and we'll be having a drumming evening. Julia, I'll get a song for that evening. Haven't got one quite in mind just yet, but there will be a song for us to finish on at that one on the 23rd. So see you then. And for those, there's a couple of people already, and anybody else who's joining on the spiritual rewilding course, that's the 24th. I'll see you on that one. But thanks all very much for joining us this evening. Cheerio all. Take care.